Narail, my ancestral village. Lush green paddy fields shimmering under the scorching Bengali sun. The air thick with the scent of water lilies and damp earth. The journey, always arduous. A rickety bus ride from the city, followed by a bone-rattling trip in a sputtering auto rickshaw. Finally, the sight of our old house, its white walls stained with years of monsoon rains. The house, a testament to time. Its large, airy rooms, once teeming with life, now echoing with silence. The furniture, old and heavy, draped in white sheets. It felt like stepping back in time, a time when life was simpler, yet shadows seemed darker. Visits to Narail were once frequent. Summer vacations spent chasing fireflies in the mango orchard, the warmth of family, the comfort of tradition. Then, life took me away. City lights beckoned, the allure of the new and unknown. Visits became infrequent, a nostalgic pilgrimage to a past fading into memory. Life abroad was a whirlwind, a constant race against deadlines, a struggle to adapt, to belong. The memories of Narail, of that tranquil life, seemed distant, like scenes from a faded photograph. It was during one such busy semester at college, thousands of miles away, that I received the call. The voice on the other end, heavy with worry. My grandfather, his health failing. I had to return, they said. A sense of urgency, of responsibility, washed over me. That night, I booked the first flight back home. The journey back was a blur. The anxiety gnawed at me, each passing moment an agonizing weight. Reaching Narail felt surreal. The familiar sights and sounds, once comforting, now seemed laced with an unsettling tension. The house was somber. Relatives, their faces etched with worry, spoke in hushed tones. I yearned for some fresh air, a moment to process the whirlwind of emotions. Stepping out into the night, I decided to walk towards the old pond, a childhood haunt. The path, barely visible in the darkness, snaked its way through paddy fields. A strange stillness hung in the air, punctuated by the croaking of frogs and the rustle of leaves. The moonlight cast long, eerie shadows, making familiar shapes appear grotesque. I walked on, drawn by the silvery reflection of the moon on the water. The pond shimmered under the moonlit sky, its surface disturbed only by the occasional ripple. As I neared the water's edge, I noticed it, a shape, floating in the middle of the pond. A pale white form, vaguely human. My breath hitched. Fear, cold and sharp, shot through me. I stood rooted to the spot, my eyes transfixed on the figure. It bobbed gently in the water, its long dark hair fanning out around it. I rubbed my eyes, willing it to be a figment of my imagination. It wasn't. Then, just as suddenly as it had appeared, the figure sank beneath the water. One moment it was there, the next, gone. Vanished without a trace. I stood there for what felt like an eternity, my heart pounding in my chest, my breath coming in ragged gasps. The walk back to the house was a blur. I didn't look back. The image of that ghostly figure, floating in the water, was seared into my mind. That night, sleep evaded me. The experience left an indelible mark, shaking my skepticism to its core. I had always dismissed stories of ghosts and spirits as folklore, as figments of an overactive imagination. This was different. This was real. The encounter at the pond that night changed me. It opened my eyes to a world beyond the realm of logic and reason, a world where the line between the seen and the unseen blurred. And it left me with a lingering sense of unease, a chilling reminder that some things cannot be explained, only experienced.